You are listening to Starpoint Radio with Gary Van Den Bussche.
Good afternoon, Louise from SouLutions. Welcome to Starpoint Radio.
Good afternoon, Gary Van Den Bussche. How are you?
Fine, thank you very much. Do you remember the first time we spoke was in 2014? Believe it or not, and a year later, your mum said, go and get that listen remixed. Go on. Just do it. And I said, well, Posting doesn't want me to. She said, I'll just do it anyway. And that'd been in the drawer for 8 years, hadn't it?
It had, yeah, for a very long time.
So Billy and I handcrafted it, the mix, and now it goes for £400 for a 7-inch, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I wish I had one of those in my top drawer.
Me as well. So, 2 number 1 albums and a new released album. Isn't that fantastic?
It is. It's been an absolute joy, but I feel like it's gone so quick. I feel like we've achieved so much in the space of like 4 or 5 years, so it's been marvellous.
I just love your voice, always have, always will. One of my favourite singers of all time, up there with all the likes of Gladys Knight, Aretha Franklin and so forth, and Nancy Wilson. Something about your albums that's occurred to me is why have they all kind of got one-worded titles, haven't they?
They do. I don't know how we actually come across having it like that, but I guess it was just destiny to have the first album. We're very thankful that we had the privilege to have like the second album come about, and then we met a guy called Ron Roker, and that's how we ended up kind of calling this album Fate, because it was as if fate brought us together to like work and collaborate on some of the tracks. So we don't set out for the albums to be like one-worded titles, but yeah, just kind of it just happens.
and if you ever do a live album, be live, you know.
Yeah.
So do you sing around? Do you ever sing around the house?
I do, yes, I do. I like to sing in the shower, and I hum around the place, but yeah, probably to the annoyance of everybody else. My neighbours are probably worn out with it, and the kids probably are, but yeah, I sing when I feel like it.
No, I wouldn't think they'd be fed up with it. So when I first kind of met you, you were doing kind of working man's clubs, and you and Steve, you shared vocals, didn't you? I think Steve was probably more of the lead vocalist then, and you were just kind of more back up and did the occasional song. Do you still do those?
No, I don't. I don't work with Steve now. He works with a couple of guys still, because we've still got to pay the bills and stuff. So he works in like a three-part harmony group, and some of the guys from there actually do vocals on the Soul Messengers tracks as well.
Oh, fantastic!
So I do a few guest appearances. I'll still get up and sing with a few like live bands and stuff. And at the minute, I currently do like a corporate set with in 1920s postmodern style band, so it's quite a nice different change and challenge for me. So I'm in a band called the Postmodernaires, and that's how I fill my time at one weekend when I'm not gallivanting with SouLutions and doing university work, bringing the children up, and working for the dental company that I work for as well. It's crazy.
Busy lady. So very busy by the sound of things, very, very busy. So who is your favourite singer of all time?
Oh, of all time, it's got to be Gladys Knight for me. She just ticks every box and hits the spot every time.
And what's your favourite song by her?
Oh, that's a very, very hard one to have a favourite song. I probably would say Seconds. That really stops me in my tracks, mesmerises, and makes me want to sit down and just enjoy every second of that song.
I know you don't feel well at the moment, but do you think you could just give us a couple of lines of that, because I don't remember that one?
Oh, I really would love to, but I don't know if I could get it out. Like, it's Seconds. I've been working so hard this year, and it's just come to the end of the year, and I've been absolutely floored with this virus kind of thing, and as you can tell in my voice, I don't really have much of it left. So,
we obviously wish you better. So I would say that Steve's favourite group is probably OJ's. Am I right there?
Yes, that's right. To be fair.
And you went and saw the OJ's and Gladys Knight together, didn't you, in Philadelphia?
We did a very long time ago. I think it was 2014. We went out for Went out for a couple of weeks, so I had some time in New York and then travelled through to Philadelphia just to have a look at the music scene and see what it was all about. And I had the absolute pleasure of doing like Sigma Sounds, and yeah, the OJs were headlining, and Gladys Knight, can you believe it, was the warm-up act. What a show. Absolutely incredible.
I can't believe she was the warm-up act.
I know. What on earth? It just doesn't make sense, does it?
Unbelievable. Wow, they
was phenomenal.
They do great showcases in America, don't they? Absolutely great.
Just the age of the guys as well, like they've been around in the industry for so long, and the energy that they still have on stage, you can see that it's not just a show for them, it's actually a way of life. Do you know what I mean? It's a huge part of their identity, and they give everything that they possibly have, the dance moves, and like these guys are like in their 70s now and they're still enjoying the show as if they did when they were back in their 20s in their prime, and it's just absolutely phenomenal to see. And it was nice to see Steve emotional, actually, because he's not a very emotional guy. And I could see he had a little moment there when he saw his heroes up on stage, so it was really nice to share that time with them.
Wow. Well, he does a fantastic Barry White impression, and he does a mean darling, darling baby as well.
Yeah. He's just an all-round good vocalist, Steve, as well. Like there's much more to him than he actually shows. He quite enjoys with SouLutions just sitting back in the background and being the producer and putting the shows together and conducting the band when we're out live. But you know, like he did a track on this album, and everybody was just in awe of his vocals. And he not only can he write good music and produce good music, but he can sing really well. So hopefully, like, it might be nice over the rest of the years to see a little bit more of it, because we've got Festival Park Productions as well, so he's heavily in the final stages of the Soul Messengers first album, and I'm absolutely honoured to have the studio at home and have the guys around working. Every Thursday they come round and the house is full of wonderful music and the singing and checking the last bits to the album, and honestly, you're going to be blown away when the album comes out, because the guys are just so incredible. So if you haven't heard of the Soul Messengers, check them out as well, because they're definitely something to watch for the future.
It's nice how you appreciate each other's singing, isn't it?
Oh, I'm absolutely in awe of all of the musicians that I have the pleasure of meeting. Like, I never get tired of Steve's ideas and his like dedication and his devotion to SouLutions, but then to hear his sound evolve with the Soul Messengers, and these guys are like people who have been in my life and have influenced me since I was 18. Like, I've knew these guys from the corporate scene and from working in the social clubs, and you know, they've got a great work ethic, but they've got some amazing vocals. I mean, John Anderson, he from way back in the day it reminds me so much of Marvin Gaye, and you can just hear the tone in his voice, and I have people like that around the house on a regular basis just singing away and showing their talents. It's just, I feel really, really privileged to have that honour. Really,
incredible.
It's
nice. So any plans to do a duet with them, maybe?
Yes, we do actually. We've got, because I did a duet with John on the last album, not this album but the album before, I'm thankful, and we do have like a little surprise for this track as well, for this album.
You're not going to reveal it today then anymore?
No, I think I would get into trouble. I think I'll get wrong often. I'm like the naughty little sister.
So, any plans for SouLutions moving forward?
Yeah, so we've got some great live shows coming up next year. Got some vinyl in the process, and just to carry on evolving and just grow the fan base and just get out there more as well. Steve and I have got a few dates in mind to do like a few nice stripped down acoustic sessions, and just to get to know us a little bit more as well as like having the big massive show with the band. And so we've got a lot of dates that we're just finishing off for next year, so we're gonna put them all up before the new year and do a big press release and let everyone know so they can plan the dates in and save the date for next year. So yeah, that's the plans, to put a little bit of music out on a bit of vinyl, because a lot of people are asking for that.
Yeah, very collectible at the moment, isn't it, vinyl? Very collectible.
Yeah, and just take some of the tracks that we've written over like the last albums and do them really nice and live with the band, and spend a little time doing that, because we're so lucky that we've got some great musicians that we work with as well, and I think it would be nice for people to be able to have that memory, to relive it over and over for the experience that they have when they come to see it live. And it's just nice for the guys to be able to play live on the track, and for them to say, oh, I've got some music on a vinyl that I did with Solutions. I think it'll be a nice little memory for them as well. So we're definitely not going anywhere. We're definitely sticking around, and
that will be available on your website.
It will, yes. Everything will be available on there, and we'll keep everybody up to date. So if you haven't already joined the mailing list, please do, because social media is becoming, I think they're becoming really, really clever in the managing to like streamline the audiences and how many people can see the posts. So it's really hard for independent artists like us, because we have to remember it's a free platform. We don't pay for it, but we don't have much control over it either. So if you can get to all of these independent artists' websites like Georgie B and Deborah Bell, like we all, Natasha Watts, Diane Marsh, we've got Sheila Prosper. Everybody needs your support, and we need you all to join the mailing list, so we can keep you up to date. And
Disco Soul Gold.
Yeah, Disco Soul Gold, yeah. Honest, it's an absolute hub. Like, this is what the scene should be like. We should all be working together and giving each other a leg up, because back in the day when you had Motown and Philly Records, that's what they were. They were like a safe haven for all these musicians to go to, and everyone helped each other out. And I think it's really important that we've got people like you who can help us get the music out there and distribute it and share it to such a wide audience. And we're so grateful that there's crazy guys like you, Gary, that want to work the clock 24/7 and are still really passionate about music and about the scene. So like, we really, really appreciate it. Not just me, I know a lot of artists do really, really appreciate everything that everybody does to help us along.
That's nice. But I think back in the day, used to be groups like Rolls Royce, and they used to have probably about 30 members, or Sounds of Blackness and Earth, Wind and Fire. Look how many members they had, and it was their full-time job. Not like these days, a lot of people have it as a part-time job. It was always a hobby business, you know.
It must have just been absolutely phenomenal. Can you imagine if we could have a time capsule and just hop back and just pick a year and go out on the road with them? It would just be absolutely incredible.
There's not many groups about, and we're lucky that Solutions is a group, and you still go out there and do it. I mean, I promised your granddad that we would make you a star. I think it was in 2014, going back to 2014, and I think he'd be looking down on you and be very, very happy and very, very proud of you.
No, I do. When I stepped out on Saturday, and it was a bit of a challenge on Saturday because we played St Helens and the crowd was absolutely phenomenal, and I do often just drift back to him and think, oh, he would be so proud. He really would be. We've achieved quite a lot in such a short space of time, and I'm just super proud of the band as well, and the performance that they all put in. It was just really, really good, but I do miss his face in the crowd, I have to say.
So you've got a good selling misprinted T-shirt at the moment on your website. They're selling like hotcakes.
Honestly, T-shirt gate has been absolutely hilarious.
And you're number 2 in the UK, and number 2 in the UK Soul Chart with your new single, which I'm thankful I chose it, and I'm really pleased about it, and I love it, and I think everyone else loves it too. So that's great news.
It's just nice to do like something a little bit more like dark and stripped down as well, but it's got a lot of emotion and a lot of feel. And I know you always are stuck after that, aren't you? You always fall for.
I just love your voice, and that really showcases your voice, especially when it breaks down. You know, a lot of DJs unfortunately fade at that point because it's quite a long track. But that's the bit I love the most, when you sing, and you really sing. It's fantastic. Oh,
bless you! Thank you so much.
So you're off to Turkey tomorrow?
I am. I fly out to a lovely little music festival called Laguna Soul. So I'm very much looking forward to having a little bit of sun on my bones. I think Steve and I have worked really, really hard this year. So yeah, we're looking forward to doing that. I'm going to perform when I'm there as well, and just spend a bit of time with everybody, and it's really nice. Switch off. Might have a few cocktails, Gary.
I think you might need it. Night nurse cocktails, I think, by the sound of things.
I know. I know, I'm hoping the heat will maybe dries out, but yeah. So, but thank you so much to yourself and everybody at Starpoint Radio and all the other DJs that have shown this single and the album a whole lot of love, because it means the absolute world to Steve and I to be able to like just do music. Like, if we didn't have all of yous, we wouldn't have the need and the want for that. So you keep the dream alive. So thank you very, very much for that.
What do I say? It's canny. Is that the right word to use? It's canny.
Yeah.
I'm getting the lingo. Thank you for joining us.
I'm going to have a week of that now, because everyone tries to say Kawasaki.
Thanks for joining us today, Louise. Stay on the line and we'll have a chat.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.